Hey guys, and welcome to game number 94 out of 100 of the Mack vs. Machine series, where I'll be playing 100 games of Scrabble against the top online bot, HastyBot. We're quickly drawing to a close in this series, and we're at 54.5 wins, so we've clinched victory, but trying to get to 60 wins if we can, it'll require winning 6 of the next 7 games. So a win here would be big. Let's see if we can get it. HastyBot is going to be first, opening with Jokey, and do I have a bingo? I don't think so. I'd need an I for Banisher or Brainish, E for Banisher, probably some other things too. I don't think I have any 8s with either of these 4 tiles, unfortunately. So I guess I'll probably play Baji. It scores pretty well. NRS is a good leave as long as I can draw a couple of vowels. It does have potential to turn sour if I draw a lot of one-point consonants, but it has good bingo potential, and I do set up my S-hook for Bajis as well. Don't think I have anything better. I'm just convincing myself for sure that there's no bingos, but I feel quite confident there aren't, so let's go ahead and do it. HastyBot plays Bedwarf, and I can't imagine Zunes and Bedwarfs is not my best play. It's 65 points. Is there anything to be said for playing Zune here? I guess that's the question. So, maybe. It's 44. It keeps the S, and normally the S isn't worth 21, but it also doesn't put the Z in the triple line, which gives back a lot of big plays to HastyBot. So it's definitely worth considering. It also sets up my S nicely with Zunes. So the S becomes a very strong tile on this board between Zunes and Bajis as both potentially high-scoring S-hooks. It still feels like a little too much to give up 21 points. He just drew 6 tiles, so there's also no guarantee he can hit the Z particularly hard if I play Zunes. Yeah, I guess the question is, because the S is probably worth like 12 points on this board after Zune. It's definitely worth, I mean, normally in a vacuum they say it's worth like 8 to 10, so it's probably worth like 12 because Bajis and Zunes are both really strong. So if I think the value of the S is 12-ish, Zune scores 21 more, so is the positional downside of Zunes worth another 9 or so points? It might be, actually. I mean, how many more does HastyBot average after Zunes? I could easily believe it's 9 more. I mean, so many times, even with a clunky rack, HastyBot will go from dumping vowels to playing like Zoya or Zori for 39. The Z really does help bail HastyBot out of a lot. I'm actually kind of thinking more I want to play Zune here. It's a really tight call. Huh. Yeah, normally I would take 21 points for an S without questioning it, but just because the S is such a strong tile on the board after Zune, and that Z really does give back. I mean, I'm not too worried about the disaster scenarios, like a triple-triple through the Z. It's possible, but it's super unlikely. I mean, obviously, if that happens, then the game is basically over on the spot, so it's still worth factoring that in, like maybe 1 in 100 or 1 in 200 times. He's just going to score 200 and win on the spot. But there's just so many times he scores 40 so easily. I think I'm going to play Zune. It's a bit non-standard, but I think I'm going to do it. Okay, so he plays Barware. I guess I probably would have been better off playing Zunes, although I don't think I would have had much with that Z with this draw. So, okay, I guess I don't really want to spend my S, but I shouldn't have to, because I can play Cod or Trank through this A. Kintar, maybe? No, it doesn't fit. Yeah, I guess... which one? Probably Trank. W-I-R-N-S is a little bit clunky looking. So I probably should just shed the extra consonants, score a few more points. Yeah, I don't see a compelling reason to play Cot and hold the extra consonants and score fewer points. I think I'm going to play Trank. Another bingo for HastyBot. And don't think we have anything here. At least it wasn't a triple-triple. Thurians and Inearths both come very close, but not quite. Already down 100 plus here. Swordtail almost works as a 9, but not quite. Waitlist. No. His W is super annoying. I'd probably have to play something for not a ton of points. I don't even see how I'd score a lot. I could be more aggressive with something like with setting up the S for Swith. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, he could block it. Well, it's actually not that easy to block. Because Swithe is good, I think. S-W-I-T-H-E. I'm pretty sure that's good. So we need the Y to block it there. Maybe a risk worth taking at this point. I mean, I already have an S-line with Zune, so it's not completely necessary. I just can't really play off W-O or W-O-L for any meaningful number of points. I mean, I don't think I want to just play Ow. It seems pretty lame, and it's just easy to block that spot while scoring a lot. So I'm kind of just helping him. Yeah, I kind of like with. I mean, because then I have 2 lines. At this score, I might need 2 bingos to win. So just trying to keep the board as open as possible in different quadrants is probably a sensible idea. So I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so fortunately didn't draw what I needed. My plan did sort of work in that he put the E there and well, I'm pretty sure Swithe is good. I'm certainly going to play it if it comes down to it. Shaloon with an H, Planasol with a P. Yeah, this is an annoying rack because with all 1-pointers I'm not going to be able to score much. So I guess Loon. 19 is not horrible with this rack. It's probably as good as I'm going to get without playing the S. I'm definitely not going to cash in Saloon and Swithe. Absolutely not. So I think that's probably fine. Alright, well now I have Osmolar. So where do I want to play it? 87 there. 89 here. Interesting. So either way, I'm going to be down still at about 30. Which spot is more dangerous? I mean, he needs an S to go here. After Phi, you could put a D, an L, a T, of course an S as well. So this spot is probably easier for him to use. I guess I have to think about how much I still feel like I need to play aggressively. Because my deficit won't be massive. So yeah, if I play it here, the nice thing is, I guess then I'm sort of banking on drawing an S before he does. I kind of like this better. I don't know, I also just feel like if I play it over here, then he can also just play on row 1 and score well there. And take that opening away, and I don't have all that much left for me. I feel like I want to keep this a little bit more open, and I like keeping that S-hook there. So I think I'm going to play Osmolar here and keep the S-hook open. It also opens another line on column N as well for bingoing. So I feel like I like what this does to the board a little bit more. Okay, so he plays Guying. I draw the blank. I don't have any 7s with an S, I don't think. I have Matilda with an L. Anything better? Maybe a double-double from this R. Tamarind doesn't work. So Matilda would play here. It's not a play I'm crazy about, especially putting this A here. There's an X unseen. X sign would really sting. Or expel, or any number of other plays. So if I can find something a little bit safer, I would definitely prefer that. It's the only thing I see so far. There's probably something else, though. Let's see. So A, B, C... Oh, I have Dramatic. Does that take an S? I think so. I'm actually not positive. I think that takes an S, though. Huh. pretty big point sacrifice, right? Yeah, it's 7 less points. What else is there? E, F, G, H. Yeah, Tamarind doesn't fit. There's not much else. It's not that good a rack. Huh. I mean, if HastyBot doesn't have the X, then it's actually not that bad to play Matilda. I mean, there's a Y as well. But it's not that easy to start with a Y. Like, without the X and the Y, there's actually really nothing there that's going to hurt me too badly. So, I mean, HastyBot probably didn't have the X with Guying, I have to imagine. Like, I would think it would have played Xing or something down here, or just something with Axe. So 5 tiles. It's only a 1 in 6 chance it drew the X, because it was drawing 5 tiles from a bag of 30. And even if it has the X, it might not be able to get a huge play there. I'm also just not positive if Dramatic takes an S, so I'm kind of hesitant to play that. And that's going to be a very important spot for the rest of the game. So I think I'm going to play Matilda. And just pray that X-Sign or Expel don't come down. Okay, well, that was not a great outcome, especially given what I drew. But I do have the X at least, so I'll be able to score with it at some point. Yeah, I guess there were all 4 U's were actually still unseen, which I didn't even realize before I made my play. Okay, what do I do? It's basically going to be a tie game. Getting a little low on time. Play Cup, VUXS. Maybe Vug over here. It partially blocks the S hook on Wythe, but I could still play a 6 ending with it. That's probably blocks it in a good way though, because I don't want to allow him to bingo with it, and there's still an S unseen, so I have higher scoring tiles than he probably has, given the pool is mostly 1-pointers, so it's probably better for me to make that restricted to 6s, if anything. Huh. I just don't have any words longer than, like, XU with my X, because the rest of my rack is just garbage. Yeah, I feel like I need to play Vug here. There's another 2 U's and a V unseen, so I think I need to get rid of those. As long as I can avoid HastyBot bingoing, I feel decent about my chances, because I'll score with the X and I'll hopefully score with Swithe. So I feel like if I can keep scoring, the game will probably come down to whether HastyBot bingos. But we'll see. I just don't think I can hold VUX. So I think Vug is in order. Okay. I'd another U for us. Now, unfortunately, I can't play Cup anymore. I still don't have any 3-letter words with the X. I'm kind of tempted to block this R because it's such a good bingo line. And if HastyBot bingos with the R, then the game is just over on the spot. But, how do I do that? I just really need some vowels other than U's badly. I mean, the X is still a good tile for Axe next to a G. I need to play quickly, too. I don't want to get rid of my S. Oh, I guess Crux. Yeah, I think I have to do that. I mean, I kind of wanted to score more with the X, but I think I got to do that. Alright. Cove. Does anything play here for bingos? There's a lot of 7s in that. Lupines, Spinule, One Piles, lineups. Guess not. There's nowhere to really go for bingos. Do I just score? I mean, I should go out whatever I draw. Is it going to be enough? I have no idea. I think so? I mean, HastyBot will probably have a 6 there too, so I think I have to do this. Is this my best one? Probably. I mean, this guarantees I'll have multiple outs with whatever I draw. I don't think HastyBot will score enough. It's going to be really close. I go up 13. Yeah, it's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be a real nail-biter, but I think I have to do that. Alright, I should hold on here. Yeah, that's what I sort of figured. I just didn't think HastyBot would be able to score quite enough. Is Vi my best out? And just not flag. I think Vi is the best I can do, though. That should win by 7. Yeah. Phew. Wow, what a game. 405 to 398. Good comeback. We were down quite a lot for a while. Definitely got some nice draws there with Matilda right after Osmolar, but I feel like there were some tough decisions there, so I want to look at that. I felt pretty good overall about how I played, but there was definitely some turns where I could have missed something. So let's see. Baji looks good. Yeah, no bingos. Really not much else to consider in that position. Yeah, this was a really weird turn. So I mean, I almost just slapped Zunes down instantly, because it's 65 points. It's like, how do you not play that? And 21, again, is normally a ton to give up for an S. But I just felt that, again, there were sort of two reasons, right? Number one, probably more obviously, is that Zunes puts this Z in the middle of the triple line, and that's going to lead to some disaster scenarios where he bingos or triple-triples through the Z. And it's also just going to lead to a lot of scenarios where he has a kind of crappy rack, and he goes from scoring not much to getting an easy 40 points with a Vel dump or something like that through the Z. So I felt like I had to be increasing his average score by a substantial margin. And number two is, after Zune, the S is a really good tile, because I now have Zunes and Bajis, both of which will score a lot if I can hit a bingo or possibly even just another big play with them. So the S is a really good tile that's going to be worth more than its normal static value on this board, so I felt like instead of maybe 8, which is the normal static value for the S is probably worth more like 12 here. So that already cuts out 12 of the 21 points I'm immediately giving up, and I felt like the 9 other points were more than likely accounted for by putting this Z in the middle of the triple line. So it's a close call. I'm not sure. I'd be curious to know if anyone thinks I'm crazy for giving up the 21 points. If anyone thinks I'm a genius, I'm always open to opinions. So yeah, this is a really tough turn. I'm okay with what I did. It didn't really work out well in the immediate aftermath. I'm still okay with my decision, but maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But in any case, HastyBot plays Barware, and yeah, I saw QIS, but as I mentioned, the S is still a really nice tile for Zune, so I definitely stand by my decision to play Trank and keep the S. NRTW also just way too constant heavy, so yeah, Trank is almost certainly better. And wants me to play Schwa. I didn't actually see that, so maybe I should have gone over there. I don't know, 34, it just seems like a pretty bad position to be in. I mean, I'm going to be down 83 plus whatever HastyBot scores. ILOT is not a good leave on this board, because without an S, it's pretty tough to bingo, and this is just not a good 4-tile leave anyway, really, for bingoing. It's one of those leaves where if I don't happen to luck into a bingo, I'm probably going to score like 14 and play something like Oil next turn. So, I don't know. I don't really like that. If the score were different, then maybe. Wool is reasonable. I didn't actually see that. I maybe would have played that if I saw it. My play might be... my play might be a little bit too aggressive, but at the same time, I'm down 117 points. Like, I do need to make something happen. And, as I mentioned, without an S, it's not that easy to block, because as we saw, if he hooks it with an E, then the S hook is still going to be in play. So, and again, because now my real S hook is Zunes, and that can be blocked with a play with Oof or maybe Oft or something. And if I lose that, I'm in danger of running out of places to bingo. So I think I need to be proactive here at this kind of deficit and try to keep the board as open as possible. So I think I'm still okay with. I didn't see Yano's, I saw Saloon, but again, you can't do this, right? I mean, you're just cashing in, you're still going to be down 90, you're getting rid of your S, you're basically just totally giving up on all the potential that you sacrificed for last turn with, right? You're basically, when you play with, you're banking on drawing a bingo with your S there next turn, or maybe like a big play with an X or something like that for 60. You're not hoping to dump a bunch of 1-pointers for 33. That doesn't do you any good. So this is just completely counterproductive given the purpose of my last play. So Loon is almost certainly right here. A lot of ease for the bot. So fortunately for me, the bot just kept drawing a huge number of vowels, in particular E's, and couldn't really do much. And yeah, this was an interesting call as well. So Osmolar plays, as I saw in both of these spots, scores 2 more points on the left here. But I felt like I'm still going to be at a deficit. If I play over here, then HastyBot's just going to play on the top right one way or another, either hooking Phi and scoring a lot or just playing on the 1 row, making a 3-letter word above EN and E. And HastyBot will be up 60, and I'm just not loving this board being down 60. So I felt like I wanted to still keep some variance, which Display does a better job of, because if HastyBot doesn't have an S, then Swithe will probably stay open for me. So I think I'm good with this decision. And I want to see if I missed any bingos on this turn. I didn't. Okay. So let's see. Does Dramatic take an S? I guess it does not. Interesting. So Dramatic does not take an S. I actually thought it did. Let me just... I think Woogles would tell me if it did. Let me just confirm that before I tell you guys the wrong thing. But I'm pretty sure... No, Dramatic does take an S. Weird. So I don't know why maybe this is a bug in Woogles. I don't know why the Woogles definition is saying dramatic is just an adjective. Because normally when I click on it, if it's a noun that takes an S, it would give you the noun definition. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Dramatic does take an S. I just confirmed on my phone. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but that's why I wanted to check. So yeah, interesting. I was correct in the beginning. I thought dramatic took an S. So if I knew that for sure, I guess would I have played dramatic? I don't know. It's still 7 less points, which is substantial given the score's going to be pretty close after I bingo. And as long as I can avoid the disaster scenarios after Matilda, I felt like I should be in pretty good shape. So I think it's still fine to play Matilda. And wow, so HastyBot had garbage again, and yeah, this turn, no, I definitely don't want to cash in my S now. I can't keep VUX. Again, I have a V and a U. A V and 2 U's, rather, and there's still a V and 2 U's unseen. No U's or V's have been played until, like, 80% through this game, which is just crazy. So I felt I had to play Vug, because there was a good enough chance I was going to draw another U or another V back, and I couldn't afford to have yet another one of them on my rack without shedding at least something. So I think Vug is fine here. Wow, HastyBot just drawing all the vowels. Wild. And yeah, glad I saw Crux here. For some reason, it took me a little while to spot this. I think I got a little too fixated initially in holding the X for this spot next to the A and a G. But yeah, Crux is clearly my best play. NPUS is a decent leave. I should have a good chance to hit something on the top left. HastyBot plays Cove. And yeah, I think I have to play Lupins. Does Pilius do better? I don't think so. I mean, does Lupins ever lose? That's the question. Because I'm definitely going out no matter what I draw, right? D definitely gives me multiple outs. E does. I, we saw it does. L give me, yeah, that gives me many outs. S, T, does the U give me multiple outs? L on the top, LU, excuse me. LU, yeah, and Uke over here. And these outs will score like 10 points as well. So, 39, that puts me up 13. If I go out even for like 7, I just don't see how HastyBot's going to net 20 points with 7 of these 8 tiles. It's just not that easy to score on this board, especially with 1-pointers. Because like even if HastyBot plays Do It on column D, which is probably going to be the highest scoring play, I just don't see anything else that scores nearly that many points. Osmolar doesn't take an S, worth mentioning, so nothing there is going to work. There's nothing particularly good overlapping Zaz. So yeah, Do It would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 21. So that would put HastyBot at 401 to 393. But yeah, but HastyBot would still have 3 tiles left on its rack. Yeah, so I would just need 2 points on my outplay to tie, 3 to win. And by definition, if I go out with 2 tiles that aren't blanks, I'm getting 3. So yeah, even if I draw like UE and I go out with Uke, I'm still going to win by like 5. So I don't see, and the L doesn't give any bingos to HastyBot, right? I don't think so. Lustiest doesn't work. Littlest. Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm pretty sure Lupins should win 100% of the time. What if he has like Lordliest from the LOR? Would that have been enough? Because that dumps a lot of tiles. I just don't think it scores enough though. Because that would have been 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's only 16 points. That's just not going to be enough, because then HastyBot's only up 3. Yeah, I just don't think HastyBot's going to be able to score enough, as we sort of saw, regardless of what I pull here. So I think Lupins, unless I'm missing something, should win 100% of the time. So I think that was a good play. Yeah, because here there's just nothing. I mean, HastyBot, all it can do is score like 18, get rid of 4 tiles, and then I just go out. Yeah, so I end up winning by 7, 405 to 398. Really good game. I think I played really well this game. Like, I can't pinpoint where I made a mistake. I definitely made some non-standard plays, like Zune instead of Zune's with was a bit odd. I guess Matilda was questionable. I don't know. There were no clear mistakes. Definitely some debatable turns, but overall, I think I played pretty creatively that game, playing Zune instead of Zune's and finding with. Glad I found Lupins at the end. So yeah, no, overall, I'm really happy with this game. It was a really, really interesting one. So hope you guys found it interesting and instructive and maybe learned something from it. And yeah, good one to come away with. So we improved now to 55.5 wins through 94 games. So we're down to 6 games to go in the series. And if I can pull out 5 of the last 6, then I'll get to 60 wins. So this was a very good start. And hopefully this will give us some positive momentum heading into game number 95. So I look forward to seeing you all there. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.